Gone are the days of being the bottleneck in your own business, chasing down client emails, waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, panicking that you forgot something, and worst of all, giving way more than they actually paid for because you feel bad that you've dropped the ball so many times. Today, inside of this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to automate your client process, every part of it, so that you can finally stop working like a crazy lady and get back to enjoying your life. If you want a business that runs without you, you're going to want to stick around. And if this is where you're at right now, it's totally okay. We all start somewhere, and it is so normal. I meet people all the time. Almost every single person that I work with that is maxed out and super overwhelmed is that way because of their client work. They have a service that they provide and they love doing that thing, but they can't keep up with all the stuff on the back end. You're going to love what I'm about to show you. Truly automated, truly linear. Get it out of your head one time, and everything changes from there. I'm going to show you the exact steps. Let's jump in. The reason most people can't figure out how to organize their client work is because there's nothing out there that's actually made for them. Everybody's client work is completely different. When I started creating organizational tools for myself, systems and processes, I tried to download all the templates. I went to all the Pinterest things. I looked on Etsy. I went everywhere and I couldn't find anything. That's why I created this process. And what I didn't know at the time, I was making it for me, but actually it works for everybody. I've had over 1,000 students with very unique and different businesses automate their client and their services, whether it's online, brick and mortar, in person, doesn't matter, through this exact process. Because at the end of the day, you start with something and you end with something, and there's a series of steps that everyone does. All we have to do is tailor it to you. But the shell and the framework of that stays exactly the same. What we want to avoid is you keeping everything inside of your head. Right now, drop in the comments, what are you doing to be able to keep up with your client work, your services, or any of your work for that matter? But if you have clients, how are you keeping up with it? Is it in your head? Is it in a notebook? Is it in some boards, sheets, Google Docs, the Notes app? Where are you keeping track of all of this? Most people that I meet have things in a bunch of different places. Sometimes they have a CRM in place, which is doing some of the work, some of the automating, and that's a really great first step. But all of the meaty stuff in between that you have to keep track of that you actually do is really important to automate and systemize as well. When nothing's documented and you haven't actually set boundaries, like clear boundaries on what will happen and when it will happen, you end up over delivering. 100% of the time, I see this happening. This is what burns out service providers like crazy. Photographers will over deliver, wedding planners will over deliver. Anybody that has a service, whether you're a PT, you're in the health industry, if you're in a creative line of work, we all end up over delivering for our clients because we weren't clear about what we would do from the beginning. There was no documented terms of service, even if it was in a contract, still not super clear. When you know exactly what you do, when you do it, why you do it, how you do it, and you present that to your client up front, there's no weaseling out of that. It's very concrete and straightforward. Once you start doing that, that is when your business skyrockets. That is when you can start pumping people through. That is when you can pull out yourself, automate it over to other people, and that is when you get to eventually start raising your prices. Once you get to that, then you get to come into this realm of being an expert in your industry and start teaching other people how you've done it. Being a service provider doesn't limit you at all. What's limiting you are your systems and processes in the back end. A real client workflow is going to capture you making this decision one time and one time only, and then hold you and your team and your clients true to exactly what you want to have happen for the rest of the time. You'll never have to think about it again. So I'm going to go through this in 3 steps. We're going to break it down. I'm going to show you exactly what this workflow looks like, and I'm going to show you how to build it. So let's jump into step 1. Okay, this is the easiest part. Well, maybe. This is the most uncomplicated part, but it can challenge a lot of CEOs. I've worked with so many people, and I always thought that this would be the easiest thing. And come to find out, it's actually pretty challenging. What I want you to do is sit down and get everything out of your head. And all you need is a computer that you can type in, or you can even do a pen to paper if you want. But essentially, the best place to do this is what I like to call a mind map. Okay. So we're just going to write everything down that you do from onboarding. What are all of those things? All of your services, whatever that is that you provide. Maybe you have multiple services that you provide. You're going to have to go through each and every one of those. If you have 3 packages that you offer, you need to map out what do you do for package A, package B, and package C. And then you need to decide, well, how long does this run, right? So for package A, maybe that's a 6 month, maybe that's a 2 week. I don't know what you have in place for your services, but you're going to write all of this down. Week 1, I deliver this. Week 2, we do this. Week 3, we do this. Week 4, we do this. That's your 4 week service package that you have. Write everything down. What's the homework that they do? When do you meet? How do you meet? Where do you meet? All the things. Just get it out of your brain. You're doing it. You're carrying this burden on your back. You need to get all of it in one place and write it down. That's what you have to do. That is as simple as it is. But what I've come to find is the biggest hiccup for service providers when they're doing this is they don't actually know. They're like, well, I don't really know. And they say that to me. I will ask them, okay, I've handheld people through this so many times. And here I am in this YouTube video, going to handhold you through it too. Just sit down and make a decision. You can change it later. You're not marrying this, but you do need to make a decision so you can stop with the decision fatigue every single day. So that's step number 1. Get it all out of your head, write it down. What do you do from start to finish for every type of service package that you have? Pro tip. If you have more than 3 different service types and packages and you're by yourself and you're drowning, start dwindling those down. The more that you can simplify, the better. All right, let's look at step number 2. All right, here's step number 2. Let's talk about how to actually build this thing. Okay. The one thing that I want to start out and share with you is how to build this thing from left to right. So I want you to think linearly, like dominoes tipping. You tip the first domino means they've paid. Okay. Let's say that that's the trigger action. Client has paid. It tips a series, it tips the first domino, and then that first domino is onboarding. It's time to onboard them. If you have a CRM in place, it's going to take care of a few of these things. That's okay. That's fantastic. That's actually really great. I'm going to show you how to integrate that into this workflow for your process. From there, every single domino is the next step that you take with your client and your services all the way until you get to offboarding, which is that last domino that falls. So here's an example of a wedding planning company that has organized all 12 months of their planning process, all the way down to the wrap up, post wedding, and so on. So this is literally the layout. The software that I'm using is called MeisterTask. I don't get a kickback from you guys using it. You can check that description out down in the show notes. But essentially, onboarding is this entire length and this entire process that you see here. So they go through, a new client gets zapped in from their point of sale. Then there's a whole situation that happens with them inside of Dubsado. Then it gets assigned to a planner. Then they go through actual onboarding in the back end. Then they have a meeting prep. Then they meet with the client. Then they do their follow-up work. And then it bumps into execution. From there, every single month that they do moves through. So I'm going to open up one of the templates here so that you can see exactly what this looks like. Whenever you build this out, if you have multiple services that you provide, you're going to want a template for every one of those services. So let's say you had a 12-month and a 6-month planning process, and you could take that 6-month client and you could start them out right here in the 6-month. They don't have to go through all 12 months, but they can still live inside of this workflow, which is super cool. Okay, so let's open up one of these templates. You can see that in an entire year here inside of this card, there are 270 items, 270 tasks that have to happen that are no longer living in one person's brain and being communicated and tossed around back and forth. When you have services and you outsource to someone, there's a baton that gets passed many, many times. And it is so critical that you have this in place. So essentially, every single one of these lists that we went through from left to right all have what I like to call a sister checklist inside. So you can see assignment, you can see Dubsado, and it follows this assignment, Dubsado, onboarding, and it goes through that way all the way through for every single service. And as they go through, they check all these things off, and all of their other resources, systems, etc. are all linked in. Any agendas that you have for the specific type of meeting, all of these things are linked in. Every single thing that gets done is all here. You get it out of your head. You do it one time and one time only. Let me show you a different example. This is an example that is organized linearly, but actually loops. And I love to set up looping linear workflows, which means you take a client through a process maybe once a month, and then you loop back through and you take them through it again. And this is another way to organize your client work that I absolutely love. This happens to be one of my client workflows for some clients that we actually work with, and we build these systems for them. This is our high ticket offer, but we actually do have a program called Systemize to Scale where you can come in and you can learn how to build this. We have all of these templated ready to give you. It's a 12-month group coaching program. If you're interested in it, you can apply. It's totally free to apply. You can learn more over at chelseajoe.co/systemize to scale. There's a button there for you to apply. I'd love to see your application come in. I'll let you know if you're a great fit, and it's pretty straightforward. But essentially, this is what we would be building together: client workflows and so many other workflows to organize every single part of the back end of your business. So this one right here, if you look, this is the whole onboarding process. And then we had phases. Phase 2 and phase 3 is when they went into monthly and when they were in the bi-monthly. So they would go and loop through this twice a month. And then we bump them over here to go through it once a month. And so what this looks like for us, this is the template card, and these are all of the things that we know that we wanted to do. And these are our biweekly meeting checklists, all of the follow-up to-dos, everything that we have to build for them in that week, and so forth. And so essentially for you, all you need to do is go through step number 1 and then pop it all inside of here. If you get everything out of your brain and you put it inside in this specific format, the way that I have strategically built this, then you just move the cards through, right? And right now you can see inside which ones are assigned to myself. I host the meetings, and then my operation manager does the meeting prep, the follow-up to-dos, the building, and then it pops back over here and automatically assigns back to me whenever it is reviewed, and then it gets delivered and it goes back to my operations manager. At the end of that, it comes all the way back and we prep for the next meeting with that client and so forth. So that is the gist of step number 2. All right, step number 1 and step number 2 are done. And that is truly all you need to do. Step number 3 is actually just a note for you. I want you to be paying attention to what changes. What is going to change when you put this in place? How can you now start using this system instead of going back to your old ways? What needs to change? What changes in your business? What changes for you now that you actually have a really well-oiled machine for your clients and for your services? Since I already walked through and showed you exactly how we make sure that we show up to this workflow, that we know exactly when we're supposed to be there, whether you go in every day or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, that cadence is totally up to you. But what you have to do now is make sure that on the front end of your services that you are clearly communicating this right out of the gate. You've already made all the decisions. You know exactly what you want this to be like. So now you're going to go over to the front end, whether that be in your onboarding or even take it a step further and bring this into your marketing, onto your sales pages, into your terms and conditions. You can put all of this everywhere now because you know that you're actually going to show up for this very specific service when you say you're going to do it and how you say you're going to do it. That's not something you've ever felt confident in being able to do before because you haven't had a system to support you in place. The other thing that changes is you get to hand this off now. This is the most magical part of it. Whether it's the onboarding and the offboarding only that you get to hand off to an assistant, I definitely recommend starting there. But once you get what you do and your services, that thing that you provide so well, let's use the wedding planner example again. That wedding planner knows every single thing that she does. Now they have associate wedding planners that can come in and plan for them because it's all mapped out. They just show up, they open the card, they do the card, and they move forward. You probably already have 1,000 ideas on how unbelievably beneficial this can be for you, but as you're brainstorming and thinking through it, jot it down. It seems like so much work, but I promise you, the work that you do to get this put in place is 1,000 times better, easier, and way more scalable than the work that you're doing now that is constantly causing you to spin your wheels. So do this work, get this in place, and watch everything change for you. Go try this, start putting this in place. And if you need a little support and you actually want to truly dive in and see exactly how all of this works, you can head over and watch my workflow workshop. I show you how to build these workflows. I go back into this workflow plus so many more on how to organize every part of your business into the nitty gritty, way more behind the scenes. You actually get a workbook with it. And I teach you how to reach your goals and close the gap on those financial gains and how to get your time back, how to make sure that you're structured enough to juggle your life and your business both. If you want to know what it looks like to build this and the entire operating system, head over there, chelseajo.co/workflow workshop. I'd love to see you over there, but if I don't, I'll meet you back here real soon for another episode on the Systemize Your Life podcast.